So, it's been a couple weeks since I last streamed. First week, for the new job I got, the hours changed on me last minute, so I couldn't stream when I had initially planned on streaming. But so I had to get used to those new hours and me trying to feasibly figure out when would be a good time for me to stream. Today's a good time to stream. 12 noon every other day basically is what I have to do if I want to be able to have time to stream before going to work. And then last week I had to house sit and take care of my brother, so that's why I've been gone for a couple weeks. But I'm back now with a new hairdo, new attitude, attempted makeup for the first time, and doesn't seem awful. Probably could look a lot better, but I'm a newbie. It's my first attempt. I'm proud of it. I'm still so annoyed that tech issue happened. Rest in peace, me. Rest in peace. Alright, shall we continue and pretend nothing ever went wrong in the first place? Whee! Last time we played, we got in a fight with an old lady and lost. And then our defendant is definitely not the murderer. He seems super sweet. However, we have not been shown, like as the player, who the killer is, which is new compared to the last two episodes where we were explicitly shown who the killer was and knew ahead of time. This time we have no idea. It's a guessing game. But it makes sense because we shouldn't know who the killer is right away. That'd be boring. And we wouldn't have to think as much. But yeah, so. And now we're going to court. We found a couple pieces of. No, I think like one piece of evidence that was both good and bad for us. So we'll see how this goes. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4. 4? What happened to 1? We always got courtroom number 1. Why do we now have number 4? Okay. Things keep changing in this episode. Ah! Okay. Oh, I did not click anything. We're just gonna go with it. Courtroom is now in session. Prosecution, are you ready? I don't know what he's. I don't know what he actually said. Oh well. I accidentally clicked, I guess. I think I touched my mouse pad. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edworth, your opening statement, please. Okay. Now everything's working. No more actual tech issues. Prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio 1 of Global Studios. You are wrong, Edgeworth, but please continue. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. False. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. First, I would like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Oh, I'm gonna have to tear this boy apart, aren't I? I'm sorry, Gumshoe, but I'm also not sorry, because I have a job to do. Detective, it would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand the case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios, where this murderous old lady yells at everyone. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. Rest in peace. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? Skip it. We'll have to go through it anyway. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval! Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, the case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Dun dun! Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh, so we're not gonna actually... Okay. Gumshoe, you're safe from me. For now. Old lady, it's gonna be a bit of a tango. Let's go. I'm scared. Also, I have to do her voice. That also scares me. Actually, I'm gonna double check this. I'm really snacking on stream. Pierced through the chest by a spear. 2:30 p.m. Guide map. Card key. Taken at 2 o'clock. And it's possibly Powers, it's possibly not. I definitely don't think it's not. Because that costume is too big for whoever is wearing it. Spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Cool. Alright. So, not a lot to work with. Probably not a lot's gonna happen today, but it's Phoenix Wright. Anything's possible. Will the witness declare her name? I'm sorry. What is that face? What? My, aren't you a handsome... Nope, that's not her voice. That's like Mai's voice, or April May's voice. That's not it. Old lady, how did I... Nope. I know I had to get squeaky. Not squeaky. Like, sore throat. My, aren't you a handsome fellow? Close enough. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. I'm gay, ma'am. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. On the old bag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. So even when I was young, I was an old bag. We're not really that, just... Still, how the other children would make fun of me, and just because of my name. Can you believe it? But there was this boy, kept in the chess club, and he called me an old bag while I just cried and cried. I don't know what happened to my voice, but I was panicking and trying to keep up with the deck, so it was like I couldn't fix it. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. This is gonna be a rough day, isn't it? Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. I love how unfazed he was. Sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I can't do it. What happened? I was able to do it like flawlessly last time. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gates from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers! That man right there! And he was heading toward the studio. Ugh. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Oh gosh, trying to... Okay. I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Uh-huh. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing run-throughs. What errands? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. No, I don't. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. It was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2 p.m., right? How does she know this? How did she know that? I just realized that's weird that she knows that. I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. And it was just this like, frickin' gumshoe. Frickin' gumshoe. Also, how do I save again? Save state. Okay. Just want to double check that before we continued. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting chewed out by a security guard. Ah, he still thinks she chews him out. Concern right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there. But it's not like she actually saw him. She saw the costume that normally he wears, which is a big difference. So you saw Mr. Powers? Why is my hair all kinds of... That's what I said! Got wax in your ears, Sonny! Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again! It was him! I guess they're now talking about the photo that we kind of stole from her guard station. Sorry, not sorry. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? Edward's just like, oh frick, oh frick, oh frick. Yeah. Well, I wonder? Are we making him doubt? True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that! I wasn't born yesterday! No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss... witness. Even he can't say it. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. It's like he would have to point out his own age. However, do you not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Humph! Nosy old man! Of course I have proof! What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised! Their dynamic is growing. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look! Everyone, press an F in the comments. or in chat for poor old Detective Gumshoe. Cause he about to die. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's... Oh gosh, I'm trying to do... No, that's not his voice. Let's hear about your proof then. Alright, what's this proof? Old bag. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? She's more and more sounding like a weird witch in my head. The more I talk as her. So he has a sprained ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Oh, so that's what we're doing. Gotcha. That morning during the run-through, I saw Powers trip and fall. How did that happen, though? Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. What? 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 I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Ow, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. Okay. What's there for us? He broke a prop? Sure did! His own samurai spear. If it was broken, how did they use it? Now I'm confused. Sure did! His own samurai spear! His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Okay. Pretty bad. What am I supposed to do with this? I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object. Gotta fight this. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. That's not my point, Your Honor. The point is someone else could have worn the costume. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh gosh, okay, here we go. Oh, granny voice. The time of the... Hold on. Okay. The time of the poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go... Why am I trying to be a bad British person? Accented person. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. There we go. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, there would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I don't know what to do with this, other than maybe press. Time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. Yeah. The only person I saw going to the studio before then was Will Powers. Now Will Powers, the samurai costume. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking. Odd wording. That means maybe somebody else walked by. Right. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Would you have? Would you have? Were you paying attention the whole time? Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old windbag. Even her face is just like, what? Old windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. What am I supposed to do? Literally, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to press every single thing? I honestly don't know. I don't know what to do with this. How do you know that? We already talked about this. And didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. So, go to the studio before then was Will Powers. We already pressed that. No one else went there. I don't know, I'm just gonna press everything, I guess. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1?